project I've ever done. Looking back, I remember thinking to myself, there is no way I'm gonna be able to accomplish this on my own. I mean, I thought to myself, I am gonna be painting a vehicle for the first time with absolutely zero experience other than rattle cans. And if that wasn't hard enough on its own, I was gonna try and do this all in my 3-car garage. And I am here to say, we did that Whoa. Can't say that, I will get demonetized. So you guys are probably wondering what's with the cool intro. I decided the other night that I wanted to try and inspire some of you guys that want to do stuff all on your own and you have never done it before. And I figured what better way to do that than to make a video on the whole transformation of the truck and what it's went through. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the countless amount of times that I had to try something for the first time. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tally everything up on this truck and figure out how much money is actually into it. So what better way to do that than to start at the beginning, the day I bought it. We're picking up a new truck today, finally. I've been searching for a truck for like 3 weeks straight. At this point, I'm sick of looking for trucks. I need content to make, and I'm bored. I'm pretty excited for this because it gives me a chance to prove people wrong and just show what I can actually do. You said they used it for heating and cooling? Okay. So far, she needs a hood, 2 front fenders, 2 bedsides, rockers, cab corners, tailgate, tail lights. I don't know if this is the one. That's a lot of work. Oh boys, I am now the proud owner of an LLY Duramax. I think I might throw out from how much work this thing's gonna be. At least the bumper's rust-free. Now you guys might be wondering why I would say something like that, but in this moment, this wasn't just me buying a truck. This was me taking the biggest risk of my life and going all in on my social media career. And to make the risk even better, I really screwed up by not looking at the truck good enough when I bought it, and I ran into a huge issue. Oh my God, look at that. Frame damage, at least what I thought at that moment. And the next decision I make right here is one of the most irrational things I've done. I thought to myself, how can I manage to get my money back without building the truck? Let's destroy it. Looks like we're destroying the Duramax now. Don't worry, I didn't just hit it with a hammer. Things escalated pretty quickly after that. Printed out a representation of the power. This thing has loads of power. Yeah, not my brightest idea. It turns out when you have a channel where you fix trucks up and you do the exact opposite, people start to genuinely hate you. Not gonna lie, it started to affect my mental health a little bit. I kind of got lost for a couple weeks, but then we finally pulled through. I finally decided I'm gonna start building the Duramax. Yep, you heard that right. After changing my mind about a dozen times, I've decided I'm gonna build it. Now it's time to get to the good part. At this point, when I first figured out I was gonna start building it, I was running to the junkyard every other day, just looking for anything that might improve the truck. Whether that was a center console, maybe a new set of headlights. And I want to take a quick second to remind you guys that I am just a regular person. I go through struggles. I got kicked out at 18, did not know where my life was headed, and I definitely don't have all the money in the world. I'm not afraid to admit that I was running to the junkyard to save pennies wherever I could, even if it was just a little bit of an upgrade. Sometimes in the junkyards, I've only came across it once, but they have diesel motors that you can pull extra parts off of. At this moment, I thought my truck needed injectors. Down the road, I actually figured out the real issue. But one day when I was going to the junkyard, I managed to find the holy grail. We just found 2 rust-free fenders, and this is literally a rust-free cab. I mean, you cannot beat this in Iowa. Now, I'm sure if you don't live in the Midwest, you're like, what is this guy talking about? Well, here in the Midwest, finding any rust-free part is like a miracle. Like, it is so bad up here. We have people that drive down south to places like Texas, buy rust-free parts, mark them up 4 times the price, and sell them up here. And they do really good. But besides that, my first task on the truck that I really wanted to take control of was getting rid of all the rust. I felt like it was a great starting point and basically letting me start off with a clean slate. Now mind you, this was gonna be the most I've ever taken a truck apart. Like, the hardest thing I've done before this was maybe take a headliner out. Not gonna lie, it was kinda nice only having half the fender there. Weight reduction, baby. Bingo. Well, this is the deepest I have ever been into a project. Talk about a mess, dude. Look at all this stuff. I had to use like 90 different pullers to get the ball joints out. So shortly after we got the fenders taken off, I decided to order a front end rebuild kit and rebuild my front end. This was technically the first thing that I did that kind of gave me a little bit of hope that we could actually accomplish this. I only used rattle can on the frame, and I'd say it turned out pretty dang good. And this is what the finished product ended up looking like when I was all done. Pretty crazy because we started out with this. Now I'm probably gonna annoy you by saying this, but the next thing that we did was also the first time I did this. And that was taking off the bed. I had to do it all by myself. At the time, I just moved to a different town, didn't know many other people at the time. All right, I got it started. I'm trying to figure out my best, smartest route here. I mean, I'm not using the bedside, so I might as well just push it on its side.
Okay. Let's do this, Walmart.
Hey.
Yeah, so if you're wondering if you can get your bed off by yourself, yes. But there is absolutely no way you're getting it back on without some more help. So you guys remember at the beginning of the video where you seen the truck had so-called frame damage. Now I can't really blame myself because I didn't know what I was looking at in the first place. But once I got the bed off the truck, it allowed me to take a closer look at the frame damage and actually see what we needed to do. Just like I said, only the inner piece was bad on it. I had to chip away, and I'm still not done yet. I gotta chip away the inner piece on it. So after I did some research, I went and bought a $100 welder on Amazon. This time, I didn't even know how to work a welder, nor did I have the money to pay somebody to fix it for me. So it looks like I was learning. So all I gotta do is weld the new plate in there. Couple days later, welder shows up, we fix the frame up, undercoat the whole backside of the frame, and we could finally move on to the second biggest project of the truck. Today, we start the rockers and cab corners on the Duramax. Doing this project was one of the scariest things ever. I had to make sure none of the doors hit. I had to make sure I didn't cut enough metal off on the actual body side, and just kind of hope the new rockers were molded right. Alrighty boys, we are getting ready to weld this up. All three sides of the rocker. And I am actually very proud on how these turned out. You cannot even tell that it was welded in. At this point, I pretty much had the truck rust-free other than a bed. Now it is time for the thing that, I kid you not, kept me up at night. Multiple nights of just wondering how I was gonna get this done. I did not have any of the tools that I needed, nor the knowledge of how to even start spraying automotive paint. Got to thinking to myself, how am I gonna end up doing this? I started off by reaching out to every single person that I knew that has ever touched a spray gun. I probably sent out at least 500 messages. Not gonna lie, if it was not for these people, the truck would not look near as nice as it does today. If any of you guys are watching this, thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And like I said, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. Now, one of the best pieces of advice that I got was you obviously need good tools. Number one most important thing I got told is you need a big enough air compressor to atomize the sprayer that you are using. If you don't, it will ruin the whole paint job. Now, I didn't have enough money for a brand new air compressor, so I hopped on Facebook Marketplace and found this. I went and picked up this 12 CFM air compressor. It is a 60 gallon. She's a big girl, as you can see. This is gonna do the job as far as painting. Now it just comes down to the skill. After a few days of gathering different tools, ordering the right supplies, I got right to work, and when they say too much paint match is a problem, I will disagree with them till the day I die. Yeah, don't worry, you don't gotta lie to me. It still doesn't look that good. It's just rust-free. But you're not even giving me a chance. Let me cook. So right around this point is where your normal build would kind of stop. You might throw a set of cool wheels on it and call it good. But you guys know, I did that to these trucks, and this one was supposed to be different. So I decided to take it not even a step further, 10 steps further. The Duramax finally gets the McGaughy's lift kit thrown on it. If you don't know, we got a one-of-one McGaughy's 7 to 9 inch lift kit. Now we have all of these parts to throw on it. Boys, today is the day we finally get some wheels. These things are nice. Baller. Oh man, when I started this project, 6-7 months ago, I never thought it would end up looking like this. She's just beautiful, guys. It honestly feels unreal. Dude, it just spun him! Dude, it just spun him! Holy shit! As corny as it may sound, I'm pretty excited inside. I think freshman me that didn't have